Porto has one of the oldest electrified transport systems in Europe. It's a tram network dating back all the way to 1895. But in the coming weeks, city workers are anticipating a new era in local transport with some big changes to their daily commute. The first of a series of new smart trains will start to roll into stations after safety tests are completed. Compared to the tram system, Porto's underground rail network is actually relatively new.
On December 7, 2002, something extraordinary happened in Porto, Portugal. A city known for its rich history and traditional tramways launched the first phase of its modern metro system, an achievement that would completely reshape urban mobility. But what led to this transformation, and how did Porto go from congested streets to a state-of-the-art metro network? Let's dive into the fascinating story behind Porto's modern metro. For much of the 20th century, Porto relied heavily on its tramway network. These iconic trams, first introduced in 1872, were a symbol of the city. However, by the 1980s, the system was showing its age. The trams were slow, unreliable, and no longer met the demands of a growing city. With Porto's population nearing 300,000 in the urban core and more than 1.7 million in the metropolitan area, traffic congestion was becoming a serious problem. By the late 20th century, Porto was in urgent need of a modern solution. Public transportation usage had dropped, and private car ownership was skyrocketing, contributing to pollution and urban gridlock. According to data from the International Association of Public Transport, the city's public transit share had fallen below 30%, far lower than the European average. City planners recognized that revamping the old tram system wouldn't be enough. Porto needed a system that was faster, more efficient, and capable of serving the growing metropolitan area. That's when the concept of a light rail metro network began to take shape. The idea was ambitious: to build one of Europe's largest urban transportation projects, integrating metro lines with existing bus routes and railway connections. But this project wasn't just about transportation, it was about modernizing the city and improving the quality of life for its residents. In the early 1990s, the government approved the creation of Metro do Porto, the company tasked with designing and building the new system. By the mid-1990s, the planning phase was in full swing, with engineers and urban planners outlining routes, station designs, and construction methods. The design for Porto's metro system focused on efficiency, sustainability, and integration. Unlike traditional heavy rail systems, the Porto Metro would be a light rail network which is cheaper to build, more environmentally friendly, and easier to integrate into existing urban areas. Construction officially began in 1999, and the first major task was tunneling under the city center, a challenging feat given Porto's narrow streets and historic buildings. Engineers deployed a state-of-the-art tunneling machine nicknamed Micas to carve through the city's granite bedrock. This was a significant step, as the central tunnel would become the backbone of the network. The project's initial phase included Line A, which connected the suburban area of Matosinhos to the city center. It was followed by additional lines that extended the network to surrounding municipalities. By the time the first section of the metro opened in December 2002, it was clear that this was more than just a transportation project. It was a symbol of Porto's modernization.
So Porto has bought new trains, and metro is the really important transport because almost everyone in university and for work use it. It's really convenient, and these new ones are saving energy.
One unique aspect of the project was the decision to use low-floor vehicles, which made the metro accessible to people with reduced mobility. This focus on inclusivity set a new standard for public transportation in Portugal. By 2004, the network had grown to include 4 lines covering over 60 kilometers and serving millions of passengers annually. The metro quickly gained popularity, with ridership reaching nearly 90 million trips per year by 2008. Funding for the project came from a combination of sources, including the Portuguese government, the European Union, and private investors. The initial investment totaled 1.3 billion euros, a significant sum that reflected the project's importance. While the metro's construction was a technical marvel, it wasn't without challenges. Engineers faced delays due to geological obstacles, and some residents were concerned about the impact on historic neighborhoods. Despite these hurdles, the project moved forward, and Porto's metro system became a model for other cities in Europe. The opening of Porto's modern metro system was more than just a transportation upgrade. It fundamentally changed how people lived, worked, and moved in the city. By 2010, the metro had expanded to 6 lines, covering over 80 kilometers and connecting key areas like the airport, the university district, and suburban municipalities such as Vila Nova de Gaia. This accessibility encouraged more people to use public transit, reducing the city's dependency on cars. One of the most significant achievements of the Porto Metro has been its environmental impact. According to a 2018 report by Metro do Porto, the system has helped cut annual carbon dioxide emissions by an estimated 60,000 tons. This aligns with Portugal's broader goals to combat climate change and promote sustainable development. Financially, the Metro also boosted the local economy. Property values near metro stations rose by as much as 20%, reflecting increased demand for accessible housing. Businesses along metro routes reported higher foot traffic, particularly in areas like Boa Vista and Trindade. These economic benefits underscored the Metro's role as not just a transportation network, but a catalyst for urban regeneration. However, the system's growth hasn't been without criticism. Some residents argue that the focus on suburban connections has left certain inner-city neighborhoods underserved. Others point to overcrowding during peak hours, a sign that the system's popularity may be outpacing its capacity. Despite these challenges, Porto continues to invest in its metro. In 2020, Metro do Porto announced plans for a major expansion project, including the construction of a new circular line known as the Pink Line and additional stations on existing routes. The Pink Line, expected to be operational by 2024, aims to enhance connectivity in Porto's densely populated urban core, addressing concerns about underserved neighborhoods. This €307 million investment, partially funded by the European Union, underscores the commitment to improving accessibility and meeting growing demand. The Metro's future also includes adopting cutting-edge technologies. For example, Metro do Porto has been exploring the integration of automated trains to increase efficiency and reduce operating costs. Additionally, plans for smart ticketing systems aim to simplify access and improve the passenger experience. Porto's modern metro is often compared to similar systems in Europe, such as Madrid's and Vienna's networks. While these systems are older and larger, Porto's metro stands out for its seamless integration of innovative design and environmental sustainability from its inception. The city has become a model for mid-sized urban centers seeking to modernize public transit without compromising on aesthetics or functionality. The success of Porto's metro could serve as a blueprint for other cities in Portugal and beyond. Its ability to blend cultural heritage with modern infrastructure showcases the potential for urban transformation that respects the past while embracing the future. Porto's journey to building a modern metro highlights the city's vision, resilience, and commitment to progress. What began as a solution to traffic congestion has evolved into a system that reshaped the city and its suburbs, improved the quality of life for its residents, and set new standards for sustainable urban development.